Hi sir, to all of you faithful viewers of Equinoxe television. It's 6 p.m. in Douala. It's time for the news. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Friday. Our major stories right away as end-of-year festivities draw closer. Defense Chief of Staff General Claude Maker makes a tour of major cities of the country to check the state of security. From Bamenda to Broya and to Douala, Major General Claude Maker instructs his elements to ensure a safe and tranquil end-of-year festivity. We will be telling you more in this edition of the news. And in culture, we take you to Fumban. The Ngun Festival of the Bamum community opens officially today in the presence of the Sultan Nabil Farifum Bombonjoya and other top dignitaries from Cameroon and abroad. Viewers, those are our major stories. Details when we come. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for the confidence. The Senior Divisional Officer of the Mehmet Division, we are in the Southwest region, has called on contractors within his area of jurisdiction to hasten up with projects being done or carried out under the public investment budget in the Mehmet Division. Ntundong Chambala made the declaration as he went around inspecting the road rehabilitation and construction projects taking place in Kumba. Smart Jikan Gabriel takes us to Kumba and the report which comes up next.
And unannounced outing made by the Senior Divisional Officer of Mehmet Division, Ntundong Chamberlain, to some construction sites within Kumba that falls under the public investment budget. The team of the Senior Divisional Officer made their first stopover at the City Council Hall under construction and the grandstand.
We are just from the City Council Hall under construction. I can say in that side that the work is perfectly done. We are now at the level of Kumba grandstand. You can say it openly that the SDO is satisfied. The technician, we are satisfied by the work done by this vibrant also contractor, who is a local one.
From there, the convoy of the Senior Divisional Officer moved to inspect some street roads under rehabilitation. From Cameroon Street through Ntoko Street to the Railway Street, the SDO wasn't impressed with the slow rate of execution, but an explanation was given for this.
The issue we had was the maturation of the project. Kumba was delayed. We were one of the last to begin. It was actually 9 billion. But we could only secure 5.5 billion. So part of it actually was lost because we could not recover.
The Senior Divisional Officer of Mehmet Division, at the end of his unannounced inspection tour, left this message to the technicians on the field.
It's for them to keep the same speed. That means to work faster for us to deliver what we are expecting from them. I am giving like firm recommendation of instruction to all of them to complete the work as fast as possible.
Though delighted with the ongoing works, the inhabitants of Kumba still want more, particularly in the domain of potable water, which still remains a great challenge to some neighborhoods.
Still talking on the provision of social amenities to Cameroonians, from Kumba we take you to Boya, where the people of Dirty South have been in darkness caused by power outage for the past 1 month and even more. This has had a great toll on students who can't study at night or have to use candles to do so. The situation has also sparked water crisis in the area, as so many who get water through boreholes are now suffering. Rex Afon has the details from Boya.
Inhabitants of Dirty South, a quarter in Buya, have been compelled for over a month now to enjoy the rumbling sounds from generators. This is due to power cuts.
Yeah, we've not had light for over a month now. Let me say a month and 2 weeks. Yeah, and it's because of the transformer. It's not actually the first, second, or third time we've been facing this issue. It was last month. Women from this area had to protest the Enyo office because of this light issue.
We went up to Sonel and they promised us the next day that they will come and give us light. And up to date, nothing has been done.
Students living in this area have been hard hit by the absence of electricity.
And some of us who had CS last week had to write it without light. It has really been a challenging time for us without light. Imagine us as students reading with candles, solar bulbs, and all the rest. It's really affecting us.
Businessmen have also seen a decline in turnover because most of their customers have migrated to where there is electricity.
This is small gen that I bought just 3 weeks ago because of light issue, and I have almost used all my business money to fuel petrol inside the gen in order to manage the business, but it's not going.
While business here drowns, insecurity is on the rise.
There have been numerous thefts in the quarter. They've been breaking into the house theft, and especially for students, they steal their phones at night. Maybe they are going to charge you somewhere, they are coming back, they'll take their phones and all their lives.
To some denizens of Buea, the legendary hospitable nature of the town is being trampled upon by these constant power cuts, which makes life uncomfortable within it.
In other news, as end-of-year festivities draw closer, security forces are stepping up measures to ensure a hitch-free celebration across the national territory. This is the objective of the national tour of the Major Chief of Defense Staff, General Claude Maker. He was received here in the city of Douala after he made a stop in Bamum and also in Buea. Here in Douala, he was received at the 2nd Joint Military Region. Lucy Liengo is here with the details.
The city of Douala from the start of 2024 has seen a surge in criminal activities with the presence of gangs terrorizing the population. Addressing this is urgent as end-of-year activities approach. This issue was among the top priorities during the visit of the Major Chief of Defense Staff, Claude Maker.
So this time he went to remind us that we are getting close to the end of year festivities, and that should be hitch-free. And we are also entering 2025 year with special challenges. We wanted to make sure that what we are doing is matching his orders and instructions.
He was received at the command post of the 2nd Joint Military Region by Brigadier General Ebaiba Benoit and Brigadier General Quinoxetv of the 2nd Gendarmerie Region. In a closed-door working session chaired by the Major Chief of Defense Staff, security officials presented the current security situations in their respective zones.
Le niveau stratégique n'est pas déconnecté des réalités du théâtre et que le schéma suit au quotidien les actions que vous faites.
The Major Chief of Defense Staff, Claude Maker, accompanied by Major General Baba Soule, Chief of Staff of the Army, issued new recommendations aimed at achieving comprehensive standardization across the 2nd Joint Military Region.
To make sure that we are in line with his recommendations, in line with our regulations, international laws as well.
After Douala, the Major Chief of Defense Staff will be visiting the 4th and 3rd Joint Military Regions.
And after undergoing 1 month of intensive training from the National School of Local Administration in Buea, over 400 graduates have been urged to revitalize the efforts of local councils in maintaining public order, enforcing municipal regulations, and ensuring the security of citizens. The training took place at the Police College in Mutengene. Immaculate Fogwe has more.
Mayor Bukanjun Bu, a visually impaired, is among the 444 students graduating from the National Advanced School of Local Administration (NASLA) after completing a 1-month simplified military training. Despite his disability, he was able to brave the odds.
Just from the first day when we arrived, you saw that the commandant adjoint, he decided to exclude us, that we should go to the dormitory while they are maneuvering other persons. So, but I took it upon myself to deny the bed of roses that was offered to me. 3 days that we slept outside, I was also there.
Just like Bukanjun, other graduates expressed their satisfaction while highlighting the difficulties faced in the course of the training.
Even though it was not easy at the beginning, but as time goes on, I became used to the treatment here.
The ceremony, marked by the award of end-of-course attestations, was chaired by the Director General Tanyitiku Baye, who encouraged graduates to put into practice all what they were taught.
Recently witnessed a spate of disasters and otherwise that eventually can be mobilized if the state needs them. And so we are not only looking at their academic and professional, but we are also looking at the interests of the state eventually, if the need be.
The commander of the police college believes the trainees have been equipped with the necessary training for the task ahead, which involves quality service, especially in councils.
Civical education. We gave them the sense of patriotics. We gave them the value of the republic, so that anywhere or elsewhere they are going to be, as civil servants, they have to respect the values of the republic.
The 444 graduates are expected to demonstrate their expertise in the area of public freedom, civil protection, civic education, and self-defense.
Immaculate Fogwe reporting say, now we talk health. Health officials in Cameroon remain preoccupied by the difficulties to reconcile the humanization of healthcare and the inability of Cameroonians to settle hospital bills, with growing cases of patients and nursing mothers retained in hospitals for failing to pay after treatment. The network of district doctors of Cameroon is in search of a sustainable solution. The solution has remained far-fetched since the announcement of the humanization of healthcare in the country. For me, Armstrong Sander reports.
After its announcement, public healthcare stakeholders in Cameroon are yet to find a lasting solution to the problem faced in the implementation of the concept of humanization of healthcare delivery in the country. The recent case of the Yaoundé Gynecobstetric and Pediatric Hospital, where nursing mothers were held back for unsettled child delivery bills, is another example. Treatment before payment as demanded by the Ministry of Public Health and the failure to pay after treatment, as is the case on the field, is a difficult equation to balance by medical doctors and health practitioners in the country. In this context, it is therefore necessary to find a perfect formula to better serve the population through a general access to quality health care while maintaining the continuous inflow of resources necessary for a sustainably improved healthcare system, notably the financial equilibrium of public health establishments in the country. This is one of the major preoccupations of the annual General Assembly of the Network of District Doctors of Cameroon holding in Douala.
Solutions qui sont actuellement en cours d'être testées au niveau du gouvernement comme
while revealing that the government is trying an approach in some 5 regions of the country wherein pregnant women deposit the sum of 6,000 francs CFA to be catered for throughout their pregnancy. An official of the Network of District Doctors of Cameroon presents some of their preoccupations.
We will have 2 presentations about digital health. We think we have to develop many medical networks. A network with patients, medical doctors, with nurses, with pharmacists, among others.
On a besoin d'accompagnement. While highlighting their desire to receive more attention from the government, the district doctors of Cameroon say the resolutions of their reflection will be handed over to the Ministry of Public Health for effective implementation.
Now we talk culture. The Ngun Festival has been officially opened today in Fumban in the presence of the Sultan and other top dignitaries in and around Cameroon and even from abroad. The 2024 edition of the Ngun Cultural Festival has taken full steam already in the Nous division of the West region. It has grouped Bamum sons and daughters in and out of Cameroon to celebrate and preserve their cultural heritage. It began yesterday, that was Thursday. It continues today with the Bamum Women Carnival. Let's now have more with Innocent as he takes us to Fumban.
Sons and daughters of Bamum origin from all angles of Cameroon and even the diaspora reunited in the Nous division of the West region.
C'est grâce à ce festival que
She is happy attending this festival for her very first time.
Je vois que c'est vraiment joli, j'apprécie vraiment.
They assembled in different cultural outfits on Thursday for the 2024 Ngun Carnival to mark the start of the cultural festival.
That
the Ngun Cultural Festival takes them back to their roots and to understand understand how their forefathers lived back then. All the traditional outfits they showcase reflect how their ancestors dressed.
C'est un plaisir pour nous de nous souvenir comment nos parents s'habillaient avant.
Their appearance represents the manner in which the ancestors used to dress, thus need for its valorization.
Un certain nombre de vêtements, raison pour laquelle en ce jour on a opté ce style vestimentaire.
The carnival from the Fumban Gateway to the ceremonial ground was spiced by cultural songs with sweet melodies from the traditional musical instruments, an occasion for the women and girls to demonstrate their dancing talent. This carnival of the Bamum woman has its place in every edition. As a sign, the Bamum woman constitutes a backbone to the cultural festival. It projects the place of the Bamum woman and the important role she plays in the society. It tells us that the place of the Bamum woman is not only in the kitchen, but in all walks of life. The Bamum woman is a radiator of our cultural values.
La femme Bamum se retrouve dans tous les corps de métier. Elle est le vecteur de transmission de notre culture.
Traditional dances and the several cultural activities, as well as competitions, will happen in the watchful eyes of Sultan Nabin Bombonjoya.
Interesting indeed. We will be updating you daily on how the Ngoon is unfolding in Fumban. That will be in subsequent news editions. And that brings us to the end of the first part of the news. Let's now move on to Talking Point. Welcome back, viewers. It's Friday and we continue sensitizing our viewers on Ponzi schemes as we began some weeks back, which has cost many people several billions of francs CFA lately in Cameroon. That was weeks ago to one of the schemes called Sunrun. Our guest tonight is a digital expert and a Web3 educator. Christian Wongang, thank you so much for being our guest tonight. Can you begin right away by telling us what possible can pull Cameroonians to subscribe to Ponzi schemes?
Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here and to discuss Web3 and blockchain with you. Yeah, I mean, with big technology, with evolution, come the bad side of the thing, right? Like scamming, Ponzi scheme is not something related to digital economy. It's something that already existed, even in the government. For instance, in some government, you pay taxes, you expect to have a road, you have hospital, and you don't have that. You are getting scammed somehow, right? Scam basically means that it's a deceptive, it's a fraudulent approach. They promise you to deliver a product, a service, and they use like they manipulate your emotion, they use tactic to bring you into the business, and after you provide the money, they disappear with your money. Like this, I just want people to understand that Ponzi schemes, scamming has nothing, it was not born with digital economy, because today when you have a conversation with people, you want to speak about digital economy, they are very reluctant, they reject even the idea, because many things is associated with the digital world, but it's not true. Ponzi scheme has existed long time, like centuries before the digital world. I just want to clarify that. Now, regarding issue Cameroonians are having, it's not a Cameroonian issue. It's a global issue. I'm coming from Canada. There is scam there. There is Ponzi scheme. People get scammed every day, right? In Cameroon, coming back to Sunrun, before Sunrun, we have Liebli, we have Pekrompe, we have Shimor. There are most organizations that come in an environment where people are not well educated about the danger, the consequence of a given technology. And also, that's one aspect. The second aspect is that people are very greedy. People are greedy when they hear something like an investment opportunity that will provide them a 300%, a 400%. They don't make a lot of research to understand the project that is presented to them. That is why projects like Sunrun, Liebli, and other Shimol excel in an environment where people are not well educated. When I say well educated, it's not the person investing in the project. You can see doctor, you can see PhD, you can see people with coming from all social classes getting scammed.
Now, Christian, how can experts like yourself, who are web educators, help vulnerable Cameroonians from falling prey to such malpractices, the latest, which was Sunrun?
First, to prevent yourself from a scam, you need to educate yourself. That is one thing. The second thing, you have to be very skeptical, critical of everything that is presented to you. You have to ask a lot of questions when something a business is presented to you. Who is behind this business? How long this business has been? How long this business has been in business? You have to ask those questions. Also, you have to check the people around the business. You have to research them. Do they have the they don't have the experience to actually conduct this business? Do they have the resources, the human resources, the financial resources to push the business through its delivery? Also, you have to pay attention on one thing. MLM, multi-level marketing. Basically, meaning what? Meaning that if someone to build his business have to ask you to bring someone who should bring other one into the business, you have to be very worried, because it means that the money paying to earlier investor is coming from new investor. That is what is a Ponzi. Basically, earlier investor get money from newer investor, and it keep going until there's no more investor and it collapse. You have to understand the process around that business. It takes a lot of education. I don't think we have enough time.
Now, Mr. Christian, can you tell us if there are any visible differences, remarkable differences between legitimate digital marketing and Ponzi schemes which we know today?
Mentioned earlier, people need to understand that the digital world offer a global reach. It means that if you are in Cameroon, you can, for instance, provide freelance to someone in Canada. For instance, I am a director of project management office in an insurance company. I also work for a big company called Accenture. It's one of the biggest delivery company like Deloitte around the world, and we have people working for us in India, in China. We have never met with them, because they have a skill that they could sell to Accenture or to the company I'm currently working on. Then in Cameroon, you can be a good IT programmer, and you can just list yourself on a freelance organization, and people hire you without even knowing you. You just provide a service and you are getting paid. People need to understand that digitalization offer a global reach, offer opportunity. Like I see a lot of young people, like when I drive, I see people on the motorbike doing what they call Benzi cane. I look at them like, and there are millions of them in Cameroon. I'm like, do these people actually understand what the world is offering them? There is a global reach, but people are not informed. Some people are informed, but they are worried about all the scam coming on. Like, I will give a difference between a scam and a good opportunity. Even a good opportunity can be a scam. Like, someone can open a good opportunity, then is overwhelmed by the success of the business. He had never seen so much money, and he just disappear with the money. That happened everywhere. It's not a Cameroonian problem. It's a global problem. It happened in US. It happened in Canada. It happened everywhere.
Now, like I mentioned earlier, sensitization against these schemes should be continuous. Now, before we go, Christian Rongang, can you speak to those watching us out there as an expert? How can you dissuade them from falling victims to Ponzi schemes?
As what I've said earlier, projects like Somron, Lieblima, Shimol, all those projects, when a project is presented to you, usually it's an opportunity. I'm not saying that you have to shut down every opportunity because you think it's a Ponzi scheme or a scam. No, you don't have to do that. Just research the person, research the persons or the organization, the human resource beyond the project. You have to research them. You have LinkedIn to do so. Every professional are on LinkedIn. You have to go on LinkedIn, check them, check their history. That's the first thing. The second thing is you have to make sure they have the resources to conduct the project. When I say resources, if they say it's an IT project, make sure that they have the right engineer, they have the right developer, they have the right project manager to do so. They have to list it there. The third thing is you have to actually look on the environment they are operating. If they say around Sunrun, what is funny with Sunrun, they say it's a digital solar system. Solar system is a material, like the panel is material. How can a solar be digital? that is a red flag. You have to look for a red flag. In the case of Liebli-Mal, someone come and say, if you invest this amount, you will have 30% in 1 day. There is no project that will generate 30% in 1 day. Even if there is a project, it is not sustainable in the long run. That is a red flag. You just have to pay attention to red flag. You just have to pay attention to unrealistic promises, because when something is too good, it's not sure that it's true. You have to pay attention to that. You have to also trust your gut feeling. If something is telling you that this project doesn't seem right, then you have to go deep into the research to understand what you need to do to avoid that. It's difficult to identify those, but if you put your guard right, some principle in place, you will avoid most of the scam.
Thank you so much, Christian Wongang. Just to let our viewers know again that you are a Web3 and blockchain educator. Thank you so much for being our guest tonight, and hope to have you some other time so we can talk detailedly and dissuade Cameroonians from falling victims more or again to Ponzi schemes. Thank you for your time. And viewers, we thank you so much for always being with us, for the confidence. And our programs continue Equinoxe Y in about 30 minutes or 35 minutes. Live from Yaoundé, the news in the French language comes up at 8 p.m. Thank you again and have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye for now. See you on Monday, God willing.